Hey guys, so I've been all about the smoky eyes lately, so I wanted to do a smoky eye look with the Kat Von D palette in Saint. I don't think I've done a tutorial with this yet. I think I mentioned in the favorites, but I haven't done a whole look. So here it is. And if you want to know how I got this look, then keep watching. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take a primer. This is Urban Decay Primer Potion. And just as an FYI, I didn't put any under eye concealer on or like bronzer or blush or anything like that yet. I just did my foundation and then some concealer because this palette has quite a bit of fallout, and so I didn't want to get my under eyes all janky from the eyeshadow. And I have to have something on my face, like before I film, otherwise I just feel like a complete hot mess. Alright, so this is the palette. I love the packaging. Mine's dirty, but it's the Kat Von D Saint palette. I found mine at Sephora. There are quite a bit of shades that are super shimmery, so if you're more of like a matte girl or something, then you probably wouldn't like this, but I do. So first thing I'm going to do is take a MAC 217 and I'm going to go in with the third shade from the end. It's just kind of a brown color, a little bit of shimmer to it. And I'm going to put this in my crease. Bringing it all the way down to the outer corner and bringing it up slightly towards the outer corner of my eye. Same thing on the other side. So once I have that done, I'm going to go in with just a flat eyeshadow brush. This one is from e.l.f. and I'm going to go in with this kind of pinky shimmer color. It's kind of a peachy pink. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of a mix of All That Glitters and Naked Lunch from MAC. And I'm just going to pat this all over my lid and bring it down into my inner corner. I'm trying not to get it into my crease. This color really helps pop blue eyes, too, by the way. Alright, so once I have that, I'm going to go back in with my 217 that I did my crease color, and I'm just going to blend these two shades in a little bit more. Okay, once I have that, I'm going to go in with a pencil brush. This is just one from Sigma, and I'm going to go in with this the darkest shade in the palette. And I'm going to make a little outer V action in my outer corner. So I'm just going to take my pencil brush. I'm going to go up like where I would do a winged liner, so connecting it from my lower lash line. And I'm just going to make a little V shape. So I'm only pulling it in slightly. And then I'm going to pull it into my crease. Still trying to keep a V shape as best as I can, and then pull it slightly into my crease, like so. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So once I have the V shape made on both sides, I'm going to go in with another big fluffy brush. This one's just from Sigma. Make sure it's clean or semi-clean. And then I'm just going to buff this in where I put that dark shade, And I'm not going to pull it, I'm not going to try to pull it, I guess, towards the inner half. I'm just going to keep buffing it in and concentrating on the outer half. And I'm slowly just bringing it up from where I applied it on the outside. And I do a lot of blending here, which is obnoxious, but I don't want it to look like I just, you know, etch-a-sketched my eyeshadow on. Okay, so once I have that pretty well blended out, I'm going to go in with just a neutral shade from the Vanity palette today. Just take a little bit on that same brush, and I'm just going to buff even a little bit more just above where I put that dark shadow. And I'm sorry, I know it's kind of obnoxious that there's not a shade that I can use to do this in the Kat Von D palette, but there's just not. Okay, so once I have that done, I'm going to go in with this shimmery shade from the palette, which is an angled brush, and highlight under my brow. And then as you can see, it's pretty light. So I'm just gonna go back in and buff all of this to kind of take down some of that flash. Okay, so once I have that all done, I'm gonna go in with my eyeliner. And I'm using the Maybelline Eye Studio and just a Smashbox eyeliner brush, which Tink chewed in half, but it still works. So I'm gonna dip that in the pot, wipe it off really well. I'm just going to smudge this on my upper lash line. Once I have that, I'm going to do some mascara, and this is the Rimmel Scandal Eyes. I really like this. It's a big thick brush. Okay, so since this eye is a little bit more intense, I am going to put some false lashes on, but I'm just going to do them on the outer corner, and I'm using the false eyelash, looks like that's the name. I actually found them at the Dollar Tree. They were $1, so I thought, what the hell. I am going to cut them in half. So I'm going to take some duo glue. This is just the regular, put some on here to let set, and then while I'm doing that, I'm going to do my concealer and the rest of my under eye to let the glue kind of get tacky. So for my under eye concealer, I'm going to use the Maybelline Dream Lumi Camouflage Highlighting Concealer in Radiant. So just do a couple clicks and dab this under my eyes. And then I just pat this in with my finger. Now I have had like quite a few comments that people will say, your under eye concealer is way too light, da 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 da. Okay, honestly, in person, it looks really bright. Like my under eye area looks bright, but it's not as harsh as it's coming off on camera. I know that sounds silly, but I promise. So then once I get that patted in, I'm going to go in with the brush that I use for my foundation and just kind of buff that line in to blend the two together a bit. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to go in with the pencil brush that I used with the dark shadow. And I'm going to go in with this kind of medium brown and drag this under my lower lash line, focusing mainly on the outer corner, but bringing it in about halfway. And then I'm going to do the same mascara on the bottom. Wipe it off really well. Okay, so once I have my lower lashes done, excuse me, I'm going to do my lashes, my upper lashes. So I'm going to take one of my eyelashes, cut it in half, and these are nice because they are uniform the whole way around. A lot of lashes, which is how your natural shape is. This is probably another reason why they were only $1, but they'll be shorter towards the inner corner and they get longer on the outside. These are uniform. Okay, so once I have them nipped, there's some of the sticky stuff that they put to hold the lashes down. Idiots. Who would do something like that? Oh well. Okay, so I'm going to take the lash, I'm going to take the end of my Smashbox that Tank chewed, go into the glue, and just slap some of this on there, like so. And then these came with a set of eyelashes. They're just like little cheapy eyelash setter honors. I'm just going to set this on the outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with a separate pencil brush and highlight my inner corner. So I'm going to go back with my Kat Von D palette, and I am going to take the shimmery shade that I used for my brow and mix it with a little bit of this light pink shade. And then I'm just also going to drag some of this part way under my lower lash line to kind of brighten up that whole inner area. Then, once again, I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush and kind of blend that all together. And then once your lashes have set, I just kind of squeeze them with my own to kind of help blend them a little bit better. And I'm going to add a little bit of mascara to them. Ta-da! All right, I'm gonna finish. I'll just finish the rest of my face since I'm sitting here. Might as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with a MAC 130 and MAC Blunt for a contour. And then I'm just going to take, this is a Sonia Kashuk angled brush with CoverGirl Refined Rose Trio. I'm going to use the outer two colors, the lighter ones. Mix those together. I don't want anything too harsh on my cheeks since I've got a lot going on with the eye. Okay, so here it is. Here is the finished look. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching. Bye. Ooh, emails. I have the most annoying little tones for when I get emails or text messages. Like my text messages is that bird, like the chirpy chirp, the chirpy chirp. When it goes off in the salon, everybody thinks there's a bird in there. But there's not. It's just somebody wanting to text me. Did that even make sense? I don't know. Somebody said the other day, you don't seem very happy. Why aren't you ranting or rambling or something? Well, especially when I'm doing tutorials, if I get off topic, then I end up like with eyeshadow on my earlobe because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. So I'll try to get a vlog up really soon. I promise. Try being the operative word. I'm just going to use the Wet n Wild color from the Vanity Palette. You better recognize.